married, or you are planning to marry, or you have children already. Yep, that's it. Just hold it there. You have children already, or you are trusting God for one, or you are working in a school, or you own a school, or you are working in a church where young people are. God bless you, sir. God bless you. I appreciate you for that. And one more. Fortunately for me, I left my phone there. So imagine a phone in front here. There are three greatest stimulators of the brain. When I say stimulators, some of you will realize you must have. Thank you so much, sir. The best way to understand is a disease called ADHD. How many of you have heard that disease before, or that condition before in children? It's called attentive ADHD, hyperactive. Yes, who? ADHD, hyperactive. ADHD, attention. I'm trying to confuse your brain. So, who knows what it means? Yes. Wow. Those children that cannot stay still, they can't stay one place, they are always active, moving around. The way they treat them is that they give them stimulants. Somebody that is already moving, and you are giving him stimulants, and stimulant addresses the condition. They have discovered that the greatest stimulator, what makes that child to be hyperactive, the greatest thing that does that to the brain, are these three things in front of you. If an iPad is in front of a child, if a phone is in front of a child, if it's inside here glued to this or with this, and all of us with our phone, the greatest stimulators are these three devices. What it does to the brain is what I want to show you right now, and that is the real deal why our children behave the way they behave. Some of us have been flogging them, screaming on them, shouting, threatening, just to parent them. This is the definition of parenting and the purpose of parenting by God. If you, as a parent, for you to communicate with your children, you have to scream, you have to shout, you have to slap, you have to threaten for them to obey you, then you have failed in parenting. Because the purpose of parenting is that you should be able to communicate with them without shouting, without screaming, without threatening, and they obey you. How do we achieve that? If you don't understand the workings of this brain, ladies and gentlemen, it's a difficult thing to do. Watch this. Punch the front. Watch this. That's the front of the brain. Watch it. It's called the frontal lobe. The front of the brain is so serious. Punch the second one. Look at it. That is the back of the brain. Another name for it is the limbic center. Let me ask you the question. If you're asked to make a choice between the front of the brain and the back of the brain, which one do you think will be a better place to choose? The front of the brain or the back? Which one do you think should be a better one? Which one will you choose? The front of your brain or the back of your brain? Ladies and gentlemen, you choose the back? The back is where Ogopin, do you know Ogopin? The back is never interesting, but the front looks very nice, right? Now, the front of the brain and the back of the brain in children 0 to 19 and adults, they are not the same. If you're a child 0 to 19, this is the way your brain works. Your brain grows from the back to the front. I will show you, just watch me. If you're an adult, your brain grows from the front to the back. Watch what phone, iPad, laptop has done to the brain, despite these things that are there. Punch number one. Let's start from the back of the brain. The back of the brain is the part of the brain that controls pleasure. That is why when children start playing, anything you are doing that is not pleasurable, you can't get them. Why? Pleasure is at the back of the brain. When you are 6, when you are 9, when you are 12, when you are 17, it is so much developed. Pleasure is at the back. Even when you are serious as a father, because the back of the brain at that time is seriously developed. Number 2, watch. Play is at the back. Anything that play is not attached to, they can't learn. They only learn when playing is involved. That is why when children start playing, there is no stop in their dictionary. The moment anything captures their attention and they start playing with it, it will be till kingdom come. They can't stop. Why? The playing center is seriously developed at the back. And father and mother, you and I know very well that playing, we don't like it. We like to be serious. But yeah, the playing is so developed. Number 3, watch this. This one is very strong. Watch this. The back of the brain is where pizza, food. When you are eating a food and it's very interesting, where do you touch? Tell me, when the food, where do you touch? If you see somebody eating and the food is very strong and he's touching the front of you, see that a demon or something is wrong. It's the back. So that is where estamia. I've never heard of estamia at the back here. That is where the food and interesting things in the back is controlled. Look at the 4th one. This one is very serious. So if you show a child 18 years, take her to a nice fast food as a man, I'm telling you, we drop the Christianity and follow. Why? The back of the brain is so developed. That is why some parents have to tell their children, when they give anything outside, don't eat it, bring it out. Because the moment he sees food, the juice at the back is pouring. They can go any extent for the back of the brain. And you can use this to your advantage as a parent. My growing up, my children, daddy, can you take us to Mr. Biggs? I will tell you what I usually tell them. Let me not move too fast. Next, sleep and unseriousness. Give them assignment, they are not interested. They sleep by 12 midnight and they wake up by 9. You are the one that will wake them up before they can get up from bed. Because sleepiness, a child that sleeps for 8 hours, if 8 hours of sleep is allowed in a child, by the time that child is in SS3, he has slept away all the years that he's going to use to be in the university. If 8 hours is really big, and the Bible calls it a little sleep, a little slumber, that poverty will come. Then what will come when it is 8 or 9? What makes them to sleep more is at the back of the brain. They can sleep. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing for me to wake up my 17-year-old boy in the morning. Why? They will go to bed late and they will wake up late. So they wake up and enter into the car and back to school. By the time they come back, the brain is still sleeping. Next, watch this. I hit this one at the back. Watch, I'm taking somewhere. Next, PlayStation. You see this? Nothing stimulates the brain like it. When they're on this, it's like they are eating the best of their food. So who knows what I'm talking about? Who knows what I'm talking about? When they are doing that, it is the back of the brain that is controlling those activities. And watch what is going to happen next. Watch this. Reward system. You can really make them do anything if you can make use of this part of the brain. Every child thrives with reward. If you want to get them, reward them. It was difficult for me to come over here because I was thinking, if I leave, who is going to be helping my wife? Because she needs to write an exam in the next couple of days. And I told my 2 chefs, my 9-year-old boy and my 11-year-old boy, can you be cooking delicacies for my wife until I come for 4 weeks and I pay you? Daddy, you pay me? Yes. $20 every week for 5 weeks. I brought her $100. For us, I said, yes. Daddy, what type of food does she like? I said, anything you like. By 5 days in Nigeria, my wife was telling me that the food is too much. I should just read this. You can get teenagers, young people to do anything if you can reward them. Me, I want Mr. Biggs. Look at the dining table. You go to the dining table and give me 1 hour of intensive sitting down to read. When you read for 1 hour, then we go to Mr. Biggs. Can we go down and play that place? No problem. You can make them to pray with just 1 sweet. Young people, if you pray for 10 minutes, 1 sweet, you will come and sit on. Daddy, can I have the sweet? And children, anything they are doing in playing, the angel captures it. Even when they are done with the playing, the angels brings it to become a reality. Something happened in Lagos. One girl in the teenage church, as I was ministering, she said, I told them that, how many of them want to speak in tongues? They said that. And I told them, anything I do, just start copying it. This is a 16-year-old girl. Anything I do, copy it. And I started, raga, ga, 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 and the girl started copying. Raga. I said, as she was copying. All of a sudden, she couldn't copy again. She now, something that came up on her. She saw angels. Angels were coming to the hall. She was screaming. The whole place went to another place. That is children for you. Play to you is not play to them. Reward to them is everything they need. Look at this one that I hid behind. Look at this. Next, sex. Let's leave that. The greatest stimulator of the back. That is why the moment you give them this, without them knowing it, they know where to get that one. Why? The back of the brain is developed. It's the strongest. Next, watch this. Watch this. Now watch the front of the brain. All these things at the back of the brain. When you give them this phone, they have researched and discovered that phone, iPad, and laptop stimulate the brain for 28 times faster than somebody that does not have access to these three things. These ones are bad in themselves at that age. When these things are in their hand, they stimulate the father. But look at where the problem lies. The front of the brain. Look at the front of the brain. The front of the brain is the part that controls planning. That is why teenagers can plan. It has been discovered that when they are stimulated, when they stay for 2 hours on this, it stimulates the brain to the point that the attention span goes to 0. What is attention span? Ability to be able to keep and focus on one event. When you watch or you do anything here for 1 hour, your stimulating effect is so high that your attention goes to 0. Number 2, your planning is destroyed. And thirdly, the one that makes me want to cry, the ability to capture ideas is destroyed. And they said, for the brain to come back to normalcy after 1 hour of stimulation with this, it needs 8 hours to come back to normal. So imagine the child that is on it for 5 hours, 6 hours, and at night. That is why as they're coming back from school, the first thing that, where's my phone, where's my iPad, they're going, because it's stimulated. They are like somebody that is taking cigar, Igbo. What does those things do? The moment the back is activated, look at the front. Ability to plan is destroyed. Number 2, watch. Ability to learn, the learning center is affected. So you talk. How many times have you corrected your child over a particular, and you are still correcting? Let me give you a heads up. You will keep correcting until you die. Why? As long as the back is stimulated, the front is in jeopardy. Number 3, watch this. What did you see there? What did you see there? Rational thinking. Ability to know that mommy said this is not right, daddy said this is not right. Ability to remember this is not right. It's not there. Number 4, watch this. Hey, this is one. Attention is the price you pay for retention. So when you don't have attention as a child, as a young person, you can't retain anything. Ability to retain is gone. That is why they keep feeding on those things that make them to go high, so that the attention keeps on going out. This is where the Americans and the Canadians, they discovered that these stimulators has damaged the back of the brain of their children, so they prefer a different way of education. Their education is not the same thing with ours. My daughter was in SS2 in Nigeria when I relocated to Canada. She was 11 years. She was in SS2. When we got to Canada, they took all she learned in Nigeria and feed it up into their system, and all she learned came to be primary 6. So they put her from SS2 to grade 6, primary 6. So she started from primary 6 to continue. She's 19 now and in the university. All she learned, because our education is more of memory. We cram, we memorize. But their own education is not like that. They don't cram, they don't memorize. They have shifted their education from cramming and memorizing to another form. Why? Just to bypass ability to memorize, because they know that the back of the brain is problem. So they can't learn with memorizing. Hands on. So my 9-year-old boy knows plant cell and animal cell. Came back from work, said, Daddy, do you know what the Golgi body's apparatus? Do you know what is mitochondria at 9 years? 19 years, SS3, I don't know him. I don't know him. Why? Because she made the plant cell by himself, put the labelings by himself, by his hands on. Everything is hands on. Medicine is hands on. So that's how they have navigated the back. But here, We have not come to that point, and now they are shifting these things into us. That is why you see gay entering primary school, you see cultists entering. This is the place it comes from. They push them. There are some parents, they think that affluence means children should have everything they have. Go and learn from Job that affluence doesn't mean you lose your children. If you have affluence, do what Job usually do. Job was making sacrifices for them, for all the things they do on the iPad and all the things, so that you don't affect them. That takes work to do. Punch. This is the one, motivation. Some children right now have WAEC in the next 2 weeks. You can't see any seriousness in them. Go to universities. These are university students. They are just gallivanting. That's it. Before they enter university, the back is already on the highest, so you can't keep them in class to study. The moment they hear that this lecturer assaults, that's easy now. That is why over there, you don't need to write exam to pass an exam. They don't use passing exam to give them certificate. They use other ways because of this. And our children are not aware. Our parents are not aware. Motivation. SS3, the last WAEC I wrote, 2 months to WAEC, I had read PNOKK chemistry textbook 6 times. I read it to the point where up to today I still know that 2 drops of sodium hydroxide added to solution X and a green gelatinous presence is formed, which is soluble in excess sodium hydroxide. Solution S contains copper ion. I still know that if you put 2 drops of sodium hydroxide to a solution X and you see a white gelatinous presence, it's either a sodium, a zinc, or a phosphorus. And if you want to differentiate them, you use, if you don't clap, it's either you're a demon or you're a witch. I can remember after 26 years, and the one that is writing WAEC in 2 weeks cannot remember. Why? During my time, there were no stimulators. So learning, motivation was natural. Even you inside church, for pastor to preach for 45 minutes, do you know when a message is going on and you are on your phone? It has been discovered that a man cannot multitask. So the moment a preacher is going on and a man is looking inside his phone, he has lost the message. A woman can multitask. He can be on the phone and be talking to the children and be doing this and be doing that. Don't look at them. They are not a perfect species for this point. Motivation. So daddy had to fly me from Canada to come and motivate. When these things are not there, my God, see young people. I mean, somebody is writing job in 1 week, and now he's not doing anything. And mommy shouting, "Won't you read?" He said, "Mommy, we know how far." Next, watch this as I round off. Decision making. When the back is so stimulated, it sends signals to the front of the brain and deactivates ability to decide what is right. That is why they believe their friends more than they believe their pastor. They believe what they see on these 3 gadgets compared to what they hear. And let me floor all of you. In case you are saying, "Dr. Ken, Daddy, do you know what happened in Enugu?" When I was talking about this in Enugu, one woman called the husband outside. "Come, be agent, come and listen. This man is blessed. Wi-Fi in all his house. All his kids, they have at least 2 of this, having nice time. Pastor is talking to come and listen. And by the time they finish, the wife went. If I accused her, this thing must stop today. So they collected. If you collect their system and device, you will kill them more. There is a training on how to collect device from them. Why? If you have stimulated the brain, you now remove it. The brain moves from what is called hyperstimulation to boredom. Boredom is what makes them to commit suicide and depression. And the way you know that your 8 years is having depression is that He's no more doing the things he usually does for you. Junior, come. Then he give me my device. Depression spirit is setting. It's not deliverance. There are protocols on how to remove these things from them. You saw pornography in your son's phone or your daughter's phone. From today, you won't have phone. You won't have phone again. You collect it. It's already here. Other devices will come on their own. Let me land off. Next, watch this. Watch this. This is the most important one. Ability to recognize future consequences. Jesus. That is the reason why somebody will bully. Oh my God. As I was coming in, I called a school in Port Harcourt. Said, Dr. Ken, it's God that brought you. Can you come to our school tomorrow? I said, no, I can't come tomorrow. I'm not yet in Nigeria. Do you imagine that one SS3 student, just this time before Easter, took pressing iron, put it on hot, and put it at the back of a 14-year-old boy? Put it like that. If you are the mother, what will you do? That's the state. Why all these things? There is hyperstimulation. Do you know that somebody, instead of slapping you, can slap you on the phone? They call it cyberbullying. I can slap you, make you miserable, and the same thing, some parents are slapping their children. Can't see the way you are. You can never look at your brother, he's better than you. Look at your sister, he's better than you. Every time, first term, last, second term, second to last, third term, third to last. Can't you improve as a child? You are abusing that, you are slapping him. And when you bully somebody on the phone, they do the wrong thing. When you bully somebody on the phone, they come physically and do things that are wrong. And we parents, we are doing it because we love. There's a difference between handling a delinquent child. There's a difference between handling a child that is misbehaving. Your question is, you want to correct his action. You don't like the action, true of us. In correcting action, we damage their personality. So you don't listen to them. What even went wrong? Hi, daddy, I was coming out from the teenage church and I saw a man. Please come. You will be a child. Just stay in front here. So go down very well. That's the boy is will be like 6 years. Just go down more. Hey, I know you are very tall. And the father came like Ago or Dumegu Judea. He came like this 6-year-old boy. If you see the shouting, why were you not inside the teenage church? Why are you not? And the boy was turning red. And I came. I said, sir, is that your child? He said, yes. I said, daddy, first of all, go down. Before you talk to his 6 years, we're standing up. All the things you are saying is nonsense. You go down to the same level. First of all, you look into his eyes. Son, I love you. You are so good. But why did you leave where others are? I was looking for you. If Mary and Joseph, when they were looking for Jesus after 3 days, they saw, if that even they came, Jesus, you don't have anyone that gave birth to you, and you make us to be sorrowfully looking for you. Come on, no, God, Jesus, we would have lost our Savior. We would have lost our Savior. That is what make. Thank you, son. Come on, show some love to him, man. Show some love. That is what parents are doing. Instead of correcting the action, they are damaging the personality. They don't listen to them. They scold at them. They do all sorts without showing any love. And they use scripture to judge themselves. Bible says the rod for the back of the child we remove foolishness. Bible say rod. Did he say hand? Or the married to rod? Look at rod in case you don't know what. So this one is what you should use. Is it cane you say you should use? Americans, Canadians saw what God said, that there were two. He said reproof and rod brings discretion to a child. America said we don't want rod, we prefer reproof. And they took reproof and they have used it to produce the best in aviation, best in education, best in everything. You, that is how my father came me. I will kill you. I will kill you. You will be there. with somebody that is already having hyper stimulation, you are using cane, you will drive all the molecules to higher level. That is why they don't use all those things there. You know, some of you are rushing to take your children. If my son does not go to America or Canada and study, good job, very good, but make sure as they are going, go with them. If you will not be there, you go. Why? The environment is stronger than the internal milieu. Look at this instance that God gave me. In Canada, daddy, it's minus 40. So I can't stay outside for 1 second. If I stay outside for 2 seconds, I will have frostbite. So outside is minus 40. So cold. If you pour hot water up, it turns into ice. Up, not down. As it's going up, it turns to ice. Now you can't stay outside. But if you look out, you will see sun shining brighter than the one in Nigeria. You will see sun bright. Hey, it's sunny now, let's go up. Hey, you run back. Why couldn't the sun dissolve the temperature? At least make it warmer. True or false? Sun's supposed to make something to be hot. True or false? Why is it that sun is so high? Artists and their sun gives cancer. To show you how bad it is, it gives cancer, and yet it cannot dissolve the coldness of the environment. God showed me something. He said, no matter what you put into your children, it's like the sun. You know, the Bible talk about Jesus, the Son of Righteousness. So sun, light, Bible study, prayer, everything. Then you send them forth to go there. Ladies and gentlemen, as powerful as the sun is, but the internal environment, the external environment is strongest than the strongest light. As powerful as you are, if you enter a wrong association, forget it. The Bible correlated this in 1 Corinthians 15 verse 3. Know you not that evil association, I don't care how good your daughter is, only one bad boy to hang out with, it will summarize your 16 years of labor and rubbish it in one day. Now, many people don't have bad environment, but this has created the evil environment around every child. So as you are teaching on Sunday, this one is removing it. As you teach and you are now do this one removes it. Why? The environment that comes from here enters their optical eyes, goes into their brain, and revamp this. Whenever a child is watching people that are kissing, what do you usually do as a parent? You change the channel. True or false? Talk to me. You change the, even you as a child of God, when you see when somebody is kissing or they are holding themselves, a child that is godly, let me tell you what she will do. She will close her eyes, she will remove her face, she changed the channel. But there are some other people, as they see it, okay, you already know what I wanted to say. Okay, so let's move on then. The watch. The moment you watch anything that is erotic in nature, whether in church or anywhere, just one watching, one, it has been discovered that the following things will happen. Before I show you what will happen, if you have a male child, you have more problem in this area. Why? The eyes of a man, of a boy, contains 16 nerves that connects it from the eye to the brain. The girl has only one. So when a boy sees someone that is kissing or holding, it stamps in the brain 16 times. But when a girl sees it stamps only one. That is why the girl child is the good child. If your firstborn is a girl child, go and give offering in church. If you have 5 girls, you are so blessed.
But don't clap too much. When it comes to the ear, it's a reversal.
Okay.
When you go through their own will stamp 21 times.
But pastor, is very true from experience. It's from experience. It's very true. Okay. That is why a man is going, is driving. A girl just passed. Why? Just somebody. Why? Because of the strong nerves. That is why Job said, I have made a covenant with my eye. Why didn't Esther make that type of condition? Why didn't Esther? This is in line with this. Is a real stuff. And when a man begins to binge on those stuff, it affects the marriage, affects everything the man is doing. And that is what those three things are providing for our children. So the moment they watch it, you see, I've closed this so you won't know that it's erotic pictures, but it's naked women. You see that? Next, look at the brain. Watch. That's the brain of you and I. You see how good it is? Gray matter, white matter. Look at it. Look at the eye watching. Just one watching. You don't need two. Only one. See what the brain turns to. Watch. Punch. Punch is watching. You see the guy is watching. He's watching. As he's watching, this is what the brain turns to. See what the brain. Everybody watch. 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 Everybody watch. Watch. Next. That's what the brain turns to. So any boy that is doing sodomy and Gomorrah, or that is doing any of this stuff, that's the brain. That's the way their brain is. Does it look to you that this type of brain can pass WAEC? Look at the one up and the one down. Can that brain pass JAM? Does that one look like a brain that will come out with a first class in the university? What are those black things? Punch. Show them what those black things are. Watch it. Those are called aerotoxins. If you have your phone, Google it. It's there in your phone. What are aerotoxins? These are the 6 things they will do, and I will close. Number 1, they will prevent. Next, punch. They will aerotoxin. The effects, yeah. Number 1, they will prevent rational reasoning. They can't think straight. In line with the back of the brain. Number 2, how many of you are teachers here? You teach primary school, secondary school. Stand up, so that it won't be the one talking. Stand up, fast. Anybody who is closest to me? Who is close? Who is teaching JS1? Come. JS1. You teach JS1. Come. Primary 6. Come. Anybody? Oh, I have one beautiful sister. Hallelujah. Show some love, guys. Show some love. Auntie, in 145 minutes teaching, and you are teaching JS1, right? You teach JS1. How many people get up to go and pee, to go and wee, to go and drink water in 145 minutes teaching? Like how many people? How many people in your class?
Sometimes up to half of the class.
Half of the class. That is with a teacher in front of. The threat of the teacher does not disturb this restlessness. Say less, you now leave there at home. Junior, okay, make sure you are reading. No, let me go, I'm coming back. You are joking. Do what? Thank you, auntie. Next, watch it. Next, it blocks the pathway for understanding. If you see any child that is taking first position, that is doing well, all of a sudden from doing well, crashes down. Collect the device. Collect it with the training if you know it.
Is pornography has entered.
That's it. Just the same way your spiritual life, the moment you get involved, prayer is no more. You just know. You are praying in tongues, but you know that it's only you and only me and you know that is here. But it's more devastating upon these young people. Next, watch this. It leads to addiction. Do we need to talk about this? Your addiction is your addition. And when they are added, those things are added into them, they don't manifest the best of them. And the last one, I will stop there because of my time. Watch the last one. Next, it increases lust. God showed me some time ago the word lust, L-U-S-T, means living under satanic tension. When you are under satanic tension as a child, I'm telling you 3 things you will do. Number 1, your parents are not anything to you again. Nothing they say manifests in you. Number 2, that child, he sees you as a threat. When it's under satanic tension, if he does not do that thing that he wants to do, there is little to what you can do. This is why I wrap up. Anytime you are on a device, phone, remember, phone radiations will trap your ability to be able to think out ideas. Remember, as you spend so much time on it, it will bring your attention span to almost 0. That means you will not be able to concentrate. Thirdly, ability to plan your life and plan your future is jeopardized. 3 types of parenting that you need to be aware. But the best of it, another time I have a time, I will come teach you how to parent the children. Let me not leave you like any other. Let me land you very well. Dr. Ken, if my child, all this back of the brain is already activated, it's already somewhere, what should I do? Who has that as a thought? You have a thought. So there are 3 things you do. I will say one and I will close. The other two, any other time we have time, we'll discuss it. The first thing you need to do to destimulate the back of the brain every day with reward until they master it, make them sit down and read.